What happened in Gears? Like, what made you say that this esport that has given you so much? What made you say is like, all right, we've done a lot together. It's time for me to move on. Was it the viewership in Call of Duty? Because it sure as hell couldn't have been the money, because the money's there in Gears. What was the change that made you? Was it a personal challenge that you're like, you know what, I've done everything that I needed to do. It's time to move on to something else, new challenge.
I mean, I guess it's like money a little bit too, because the prize pool went down a lot. But at the end of the day, I just wasn't enjoying the games like I used to in the other Gears of Wars. I feel like this new game, Gears 5, is very noob friendly, and there's just not that big of a skill gap, which I don't enjoy that much. Like, anybody could be really good at it. And on top of that, it's kind of weird, like, knowing like the viewers aren't there in Gears like they are in like Call of Duty or something. So like year by year or month by month, there's times where like I question like how much longer do I have in Gears, like. And I just see Call of Duty, and I just see like a lot of growth in that every year, and like the longevity is like there for that. So I want to have a stable job and something I don't have to worry about like every other day or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay. Now, obviously, with Gears, the history's there. You've been playing it. That was like your first esport. Was it more about, if it wasn't the money and it's Call of Duty, something you see is that like the new personal challenge for you? Like, you got to win a championship here? Because if you look at Shotzzy year one, was Shotzi's this rookie year? Was that his rookie year? I think so. His rookie year, he comes in and wins a world championship, CDL world championship. Are you from that mentality where you're like, or do you again do what you said and just concentrate on you and what you can do, or do you see that as a challenge that you got to beat?
I probably won't think too much of that. I mean, honestly, I want to win really bad at the same time, so that's the goal. But I just want to focus on getting better and becoming the best teammate possible in Call of Duty, and just learning the game, like the ins and outs of the game. So, but honestly, yeah, I want to win. That's all I want to do is win.
How far along have you gotten into? Like, have you played any AMs? When you play those challenges, are you constantly facing pros and challengers, or is that just other AMs that just like want to compete in this thing?
It's like a bunch of S&D stars. Like, I guess the people that grinded Black Ops 4 a lot, that even the kids like that won the Hitch throwback. I played them a few times. They're really good. I mean, I play against like the best S&D kids pretty much, and then like the Hitch throwback was the first time I played pros in a while, like on Call of Duty.
How did you guys do?
Well, we didn't do too well actually, the team and I. But I mean, personally, I feel like I played pretty good. We lost to Hook, Illy, Celium, and losers. And then yeah, that's about that. But that's the first time I played pros. But I feel like I can definitely hang with them.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, that's all I was like, I guess, testing myself that weekend for. But other than that,
you were just checking to see if you could shoot back.
Yeah, I feel like I can definitely shoot back.
Yeah,
I think I had about 5K damage in a hard point. We lost 250 to 120, so like, that alone's like pretty good, I guess. But
yeah, is that going to be a challenge? Do you think? Like everybody talks about PC players who are going to be moving over to Call of Duty if Call of Duty ever goes to cross-platform and you're allowed to use a keyboard and mouse. One of the definite maybes is whether or not they're going to be able to keep up on respawns, because respawns, unlike any other thing that they've ever played, is not the same thing, right? Traditionally, everybody that's played Call of Duty professionally on PC, they all come from an S&D background, not necessarily a domination or hardpoint headquarters situation. So one of my bigger maybes is whether or not they're going to be able to keep up in the respawns, because there's a lot of intricacies to that, right? Like there are actual positions that need to be played. There are actually spawn systems that you need to be aware of. Is that the toughest part that you've had to get used to? Have you gotten used to it? How do you feel you're adjusting?
I feel like I've already been kind of used to that, but obviously I feel like I have work to do on that end. But coming from Gears, like escalations to the game mode is like kind of like domination. I guess it kind of got me ready for this. So honestly, I'm pretty familiar with hardpoint. The only thing I would be concerned of is like domination, which I don't think is in the next Call of Duty competitively. So, but either way, I'm pretty comfortable with hardpoint. Control is pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty easy. And then search, I play a lot, so I feel like I'm pretty comfortable in the game modes. I just need to do a little bit better in the respawn side, and that'd be it.
Cool. Now, obviously, there was a lot of. There's a lot of concern from everybody. Well, the majority of the people that were making talking points out about your situation is that, one, you haven't announced what team you're going to or whether or not you've actually been picked up, right? Like everybody, this is all speculation. I don't want you to answer this. It's none of my business, and this should be something that you announce on your own terms. But did it feel Did you expect it to be as negative of a reception? You coming in here, because I was actually like mind blown that people were just like, it's disrespectful to the AM scene to just let this dude just waltz on onto a team to compete, you know, like without going through challengers, without going through this thing. I personally saw it as like he decided at the right time for him to step into something. He has a good resume. Obviously a winning mentality. So for him to walk onto a team, not even as a starter, because I don't know if you would or wouldn't, but even if it was you, like you're not proven yet, right? Mm-hmm. So the risk is actually on the team, and the ton of pressure that goes to you is going to determine, and it's going to be another testament of your winning mentality, right? Because there's a lot of people saying negative shit, like how dare he just fucking come on here? Like, what do they expect, right? Like, everybody's job is always on the line. There's somebody in competition, whether it's games, whether it's video games or sports or anything. There's always someone nipping at your toes or your heels, trying to get in the position that you're in. That's what competition is, right? I've been competitive all my life, right? All my life has been. Everything's competition. I mean, even the art, my favorite art form is graffiti, which is the only art form I think in the world that's an actual competition to see who can paint more, to see who can have a different, a better wild style, a better 3D style, a better, like everything that I've done in my life has been competition. And when I knew that I didn't have the hand-eye coordination to be a professional player, then I focused myself on being the best CEO that I can be, the best team manager that I can be. And that has been my whole thing. My team has to be better than everybody else's. Like, my story has to be better than everybody else's. Now, is that the sort of mentality that you're approaching this thing? Because I sure as hell don't think that you were like, you know, I'm going to go into this fucking scene and disrespect everybody in there and just get in there.
Of course. That wasn't the plan. I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody. I didn't know what kind of feedback I was going to give with any kind of announcement. But, I mean, I guess we see now. But at the end of the day, like, I kind of just look at the support rather than the hate. And I mean, nothing gets to me either or, but yeah, honestly, that's where I'm at right now. I just got to keep my head down and play the game. Like, that's what they should be doing too. They shouldn't be worried about who got what. If their time's right, then they'll get the opportunity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Well, you know, Shotzi coming. As you're saying that, I'm thinking about Shotzi, and when he came into the league, I don't remember anybody talking shit about him coming into the league. I do remember people talking shit about Formal, though. I do remember that, but that was Maven's fault because Maven was so in love with Formal. You couldn't get Formal's earlobe out of I don't want to say dick, you know what I'm saying? So you couldn't get Formal's earlobe out of Maven's mouth. Like, he would just sing praises, everything. Whether he did something cool or not, like, Maven was all about him. So obviously, like, that was like, man, like this dude was hyping him up. Formal's biggest hype man was Maven at the beginning. And even I got annoyed. I'm like, yo, like, he's getting his ass beat, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. But he saw what everybody else who have seen him play in Halo saw, that this dude is so good at aiming, so good at hand-eye coordination, that there's no chance that he doesn't become a top player. That's what they saw. I expect the same thing from a Simple, right? A Simple, a Shroud, if he decided to pick up a controller. Like, the aim is there, right? Aim and knowledge of the game is the ultimate divider, right? And let's say this. Let's say it wasn't whatever. Let's say it was me that picked you up. And let's say I just picked you up because I liked you. You represented my brand well. You won me a lot of championships. Let's just say that I picked you because you're my favorite person in the world. Do you think that when you get on main stage, my favoritism towards you is going to help you in any way? Or is it just going to be left up to you and your own devices?
It's going to be left up to me, honestly.
Right. So I don't understand where this whole thing comes from, where people get a little bit. Look, I understand. I get it. I get if you're putting your argument on the basis of whether or not you went through the appropriate challenges to do that, fine, have that conversation. But whether or not you deserve to be here or not means nothing to nobody, and it only means to those who are investing money in you, who are backing you in this decision, and you alone. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, let's say I gave you that shot and I paid you the money and I put you on the starter spot. If you shit the bed, that's on you. You're the one that's doing that, right?